Please, if you can see my screen, please let's use the chat. Let's use the chat box if you can see my screen and if you can hear what I'm saying. Okay? Hello, are we here? Linda, Miriam, Owolu Adedoyin. Then who do we have here again? Olubodun, Afoma, Bright, David, Linda, Marshall, Miriam, Ogechi, Ola. Please let's use the chat box, okay? I want to confirm if you can hear if you can hear my voice and also see my screen, okay? All right, thank you so much, Bright. Okay, thank you so much, Ola. Good evening, Miriam. How are you doing? It's been a while. Good evening, Olubodun. Adedoyin, good evening. Wura. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for the confirmation. So I just want to put on I want to put on my system too. Okay. Thank you so much for that, and I appreciate. Okay, so like I was saying, I think this is our first webinar, like monthly webinar. I've been on this for a while, and I just decided to give it a shot. Okay, so that at least once in a month, as a community, we come together to discuss, to talk about, the remote healthcare space, the challenges, and how we can move forward. All right. So yeah. It's good and I'm happy to see everyone here. So basically how are we doing? Seems we are at work. This one nobody is trying to unmute and talk. Are we currently working? Are we on shift? What's happening? I want to hear your voice now. Let me hear your voice. Please,
We can hear you.
okay. Okay. I just
We
want to
can
hear
hear
your
you,
voice.
ma.
Okay. I
Thank
love
you.
that voice. Oh my God. Okay, thank you. So if you are able to mute or mute yourself and if your environment like is cool, calm, of course you can do that, all right? So that I actually want it to be engaging, okay? So yes, thank you so much for that. And why are we here today? We are here to talk about our C presently in the okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. So today, of course, our focus is our CV and our resume, okay? Because trust me, I was able to check some people's CV and resume, and when I reviewed that, and I think with that type of CV, trust me, some employers are not gonna reach out, okay? That's just the truth. Okay. And that is why we are here to talk about it. Okay. Because the truth is that a lot of healthcare professionals, we are actually applying for remote opportunity every day. And there's no interview. Okay. No invitation. Some of us even were able to get in for an interview. And when it comes to the interview section, we don't even know how to relate our clinical or admin experience to the interview questions. Like before I jump on this call, I was discussing with one of our students, okay, about tips. I was able to share some tips and this is the same thing I've seen. Like most of us don't know how to answer interview questions. Maybe that should be our next um webinar or our next webinar might be on where to get remote jobs and or interview, which anyone that comes, we'll just talk about it. But trust me, when you get to that point whereby you are submitting CV, resume, nobody is, you know, checking back or sending you mails for what is it called for interview. The problem is not actually because you don't have the qualifications, because most of us here is either we have the clinical qualification or we have the admin qualification. But trust me, you have the skills already, okay? So, but the issue you currently have, most people have, is because you do not know how to present your resume or maybe your CV. That's just the truth. Your resume, your CV is not saying what the HR the recruiter is looking for. There's nothing to pinpoint that, okay, this person, has experience about remote healthcare space. Okay. So, and that is why we are here. And welcome once again. Of course, most of us, we know me. My name is Ade, and the founder and also the lead coach of Beyond the Scrub Academy. All right. So now the truth is that the remote healthcare space is growing and it will continue to grow. So, and today I'm gonna share with us like practical step how to write CV resume, how to optimize it for remote healthcare roles. And I think within 2 hours, might not be up to that, we should be done. Okay, it's because I'm going to use a live job description and then use that as an example. Okay. All right. So now I want to ask us because some people come to my DM and say I'll be applying for jobs. There's no interview. So I want to ask for those people applying for jobs. How many jobs have you applied for? Let's use the chat box. Let's use the chat box and let's also you can unmute yourself and answer the question. Okay. How many remote job have you actually applied for? Hmm? How many?
More than 10.
Hmm. Okay, more than 10. You tried, Sha. At least you are currently in our present cohort. Okay, but you can still do more. Did you know that? You can actually do more. When it comes to submission of resume and CV is a game number. Okay, the more you submit, the the tendency of you getting invited for opportunity. Okay, so I'm seeing messages on the chat box. So let me just is it Mrs. Oge that only submitted? Eh, about 25. Wow. 25 since the last cohort. Maya, what's happening? Bright said is currently okay. All right. Not for now. You are a new student. Or are they doing right?
Okay. Okay.
Are you doing is a new student, I guess. Yes, ma. Okay, okay, okay. That means you are currently maybe part of cohort 5 or maybe the waitlist group. That's fine. Eze said she can't see it. Is it that it's more than 100? Ijeoma IJ. Eh? Anyways, yes, okay, cohort 5. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, so now at the end of this webinar, at the end of this webinar, I want you to take your time and create a resume and a cover letter. Okay, at least create two. Have to depend on the role or the niche you intend to go for. Okay, maybe you want to go into maybe you want to become a virtual medical assistant, but that's your niche, like you want to work as a VMA, or maybe it's a special care coordinator, or maybe customer support in healthcare, or you intend to go into what? Home health. So I will encourage you that after today's webinar, have at least two resume that it is well optimized, that is ATS compliant. Just two is okay. Okay, so that each time they ask for your resume actually covers the job descriptions. Do you understand? And when it comes to CV, it's different. Cover letter is different from resume. Cover letter, it is a personalized stuff. That means you cannot use one cover letter for the jobs you're applying for. But you can use one resume to apply for jobs. But just make sure that that particular jobs you want to apply for is is tailored to the resume you're submitting. Okay, that's why I said at least have to. Because your resume is just about you, your past experience, the skills you have, what you have done. Do you understand? So that means you can have just even if you want to have one, it's fine. But make sure it is well detailed, concise, and it is well tailored, all right? But when it comes to cover letter, you cannot use one cover letter to apply because let's say I have a hospital, what I need from you is different from what hospital B needs from you. So if I want to write a cover letter for two different jobs, I'll make sure that that cover letter is tailored to the job description that I have on the job post. So we are going to start with resume first. Then if time permits us, we then go into cover letter. All right. So now, like I have it on the slide, I said that at the end of this webinar, you should understand how to create an ATS-friendly professional healthcare resume. It's not just another resume. This is healthcare. Remote healthcare, it is entirely different. It is sensitive, and there are keywords that these employers they need from you. Do you understand? So because of that, by the time if you have a ATS-friendly resume, it increases your chance of getting shortlisted for what? For remote opportunities in healthcare. Okay, when it comes to MVA, telehealth support, patient care coordinator, care manager, healthcare admin assistant, remote. That's why I said if you can at least pick any of these two and write a resume, amongst these two, trust me, you are good to go. Do you understand? And we have a lot. It just depends on the niche you are looking for. Just have to. Okay, we have one that covers when it comes to end-to-end patient journey in a hospital that shows that okay, you have this experience. It makes a whole lot of sense. Okay. Sorry, imposter syndrome. I just want to check if I'm recording. I let me check again. But I believe I am. Okay. All right. So let's continue. So now, what is ATS? The truth is that most of these recruiters, you don't see them going through your resume, checking one after the other, opening it. Is it my network or is their network that is taking them out of the class? Okay, like I was saying, most of these employers they won't check your resume like except maybe they are solo providers like they're just a little or a mini hospital that this person is the one that will go through your resume, but most of these job boards they use what we call ATS, and I've mentioned this over and over in class. Most of the ATS within 5 seconds they've scanned your resume. Do you get there is a system, like it's a software. Gone are those days whereby when you supply and when you submit your resume, the HR will start opening one after the other. No, the technology has, the world has moved past that. So they don't open your resume. Like I said, okay, except is a small, like a minute company or a solo provider that will now have the time to go through your resume. Do you understand? So they use system, and this system is like a software, like a machine. It's going to scan your what? Your resume. And what is this ATS looking for? It's looking for the keywords. For instance, maybe I posted a job and I said in my job description, I'm looking for a virtual medical assistant that will help me in scheduling of my patient, that will help in prior authorization, that is going to help in insurance verification, that is going to support my patients, maybe call them using our CRM systems, or maybe I'm looking for someone that is going to help us when it comes to clinical documentation. You see all these keywords that I mentioned. This is what they are going to input inside the ATS system, and it's just like a computer that say if you see these words, if you look at this resume and you have this word, yes, they are eligible to go to the second stage. So that means if you want to have a resume, what I just mentioned must be inside your resume. What the employer is looking for must be inside your resume because they are using an ATS system. And if it is not there, it's not as if you are not good enough. It's not as if you don't have, it's not because you don't have the skills or maybe you are not competent. Do you understand? It is because your resume doesn't have the keywords that this ATS is looking for. It's as simple as that. So by the time you want to create your resume or maybe your CV, make sure that it is rich in keywords that you have on the job description or maybe what they are looking for. Do you understand? And we have some ATS system that there are a lot of things they're looking for, like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the job descriptions. And some people, you apply for jobs whereby it's being stated that they are not recruiting from this region or from this location. Do you understand? And if their ATS system is designed like that, of course, they're not going to move you to the second stage. Do you understand? So that's just a brief summary of what ATM ATS rather system. That's what they do. That's what it does. Okay. So many resume, like I said here, they are rejected before human sees them. They don't even like some job boards. You see over 100 applications. So you feel like one HR will just sit there and be checking one after the other. Like It's stressful, so they don't even get to see it. They don't even get your resume doesn't even pass the first stage before the software rejects it. And because by the time it moves to the second stage, third stage, that's when the HR, because they've been able to use the system to reduce the number of resumes, they can now go in there and check. Okay, maybe after using the ATS system, it was reduced from 100 to like 20. Some from 100 to 5. They will now come in as human to do what? To check what you've written. Then they will decide if they should move you to the second stage or not. So that's how most of these um resume, that's how it works, especially on job boards like Indeed, like LinkedIn, like remote.co. We have a lot of job boards. That's how it works. Okay. So now let's talk about the ATS best practices. Number one, use standard headings. Okay. Write which I'm going to show you. Okay. Your name should be clearly written and the role. Okay. Aruleba Adesheke Sheun, virtual medical assistant, patient care coordinator. Write it there boldly. Do you understand? Maybe you're looking for roles in customer support specialty. Put it there. Your full name. Aruleba Adesheke Sheun. Like under it, have your title. All right. So what about simple formatting? Most of you go to Canva. You go to Canva, we use what's it called? Canva for some people use Canva for your cover letter and your resume. Let's go to templates we have on Canva, and let me show you something. I'm coming. Just want to show us something here. So let's put resume templates, okay? So we can see different resume. Let's just put resume, and we are going to have a lot of resume here. When did I do this one? 1 year ago. Okay, let me open my own first. Then I just want to show us something some people are getting. It's not even, let me see, templates. Okay, let me go to template. Let me go to templates and you can see our resume here. Okay, see our resume here. Now, some of you want to submit a resume and you are using this type. Like it's a no. Or you are using this type. Let's open this one. They don't need your picture. You can see this one. They don't need all these things on your ATS system will just flag it. So if you have your resume and it's designed, you want to use Canva, you just want to make sure it's looking. No, they don't need all these things. Oh. In fact, most of my resume, they are on Google Docs, like Google Docs, strictly Google Docs, which I'm going to show you one of my resume. They are strictly Google Docs. I don't even, so if you have your CV and it's like this, trust me, it's not going to pass the ATS system. Because why? They don't need your photo, like for real. They don't need your photo here. They don't need all these designs, using colors, using this one. No, but they don't need all these things. Okay? Remove, if you have your resume right now and you have your photo on it, you have an image on it, please do what? Just go ahead and remove your photos. Okay? Go ahead and remove your photo. You can see this one now, your name and your title, just like I said, and your professional um statement, which is here. Make sure it is concise. If I want to use this one, I'm going to remove this image. I can change this color to make it like white, or I'm just going to remove the color. Do you understand? Once you do that, of course, to a large extent, you are good to go. And you can see this one is just one page. So your resume should be one page. Write at least two or three. You can see this one, just two or three experiences. It can be in bullet points. What did you do? Do you understand? Just that this one is not a You can see what I hope you can see my screen, right? Then nowadays they don't need reference. Trust me. All these ones, they don't need reference at all. You can put reference available on request. But gone are those days whereby you put reference, and put the contact of the person on there. But you don't need all these things. These phone numbers, you remove them. Can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yes, you can hear.
Okay, yes, application tracking system. Yeah. So they don't need all these things. I'm telling you, they don't need that. So you have to remove them. Do you understand? I'm trying to read the chat box to see. Okay. They don't need all this. So if you have it, please remove it. Okay. And when it comes to remote, but if you're applying for jobs that has to do with on-site, you can put your address. But for remote jobs, please, you don't need your address. Like, because you're working remotely. So what's what's the point of you adding up your address? I saw one of the students, maybe don't some of you don't even watch your videos because in each cohort I do give us what's it called? Videos, past video that I did about writing your resume. Some of us don't watch videos. You don't. And it's there to help you so that if you have further questions, you can come on the support group and ask your question. Okay? So when it comes to your address for remote job opportunity, trust me, they don't need your address. Because if I put Nigeria and Lagos, like, does it really have, do you understand? Doesn't really have any goal or any impact for them. No, no, of course. Do you understand? So for me, like I said, you don't need that. But if you want to put your address, of course, you can go ahead. But based on my experience, I don't put my address, okay? Because I'm applying for a remote opportunity. But if I'm to apply for on-site, maybe I'm looking for a job. Of course, I'm in Lagos. I can put my address, or I reside in Ikeja. You understand? I can put that you get, but for remote opportunities, you don't need that. Another thing you don't need on your resume is your phone number. Like, really? For what? Why should you put your phone number on your resume? You don't need all these things. And this is even why when you submit your resume on some on some platforms, because we have scammers everywhere. They just get your number, and before you know it, spam calls and all that. A reputable organization, HR, if they want to reach out to you, what are they going to use? Your email. Hmm? They're going to use your email. So your email is a professional means of communication. They are going to communicate with you via your emails. Okay. So let me go to the slide so that I won't miss out on the point. All right. So then by the time you want to download it, you can use Word or PDF. But trust me, like I said it here, preferably PDF is cool. So let's say I want to use this particular uh as template. By the time I'm done editing, putting out my details, everything, I'm going to come over here to share. You can see this share button. Let's say you are using what's it called? If you want to use Google Docs, okay, if you go to your Google Docs here, if you want to, because that's what I use now. I use my Google Docs. Where is our Google Docs? See it here. So by the time I'm done, okay, with my with the Google Docs. Okay, if I want to download, I'll just come over to this file, download as what? As PDF. You can see it. I will download it as PDF, not as Word. You can also you can actually download it as Word, but the preferred what's it called? Format should be your PDF. Do you understand? It should be your what? It should be your PDF. That is the preferred format, not your sorry, not your what's it called now? Not your Google Docs or thereabout. Your the preferred stuff should be your um PDF, all right? So moving on to the next point is that what's wrong with this thing? I'm trying to minimize it. Sorry everyone. Okay, let me just trying to I don't know what I pressed though. It is where I think this is where the issue. Anyways, because it's too large, I want to reduce it. Uh-huh. All right. Okay, so let's continue. So another thing is that avoid tables. Like really, what are you using? What do you want to use tables for on your resume? What about graphics, fancy front? They don't need all these things. Just make sure that whatever you are using is as simple as possible because of this ATS system. Because by the time the ATS, you know, He's struggling to even see what he's struggling to see or find what you have on your resume. Maybe you put a lot of tables, graphics, fancy front. This is not your portfolio. It's a resume. You can only have tables, fancy front on your portfolio. But right now we're talking about your PDA, which is your resume. So make it simple as much as possible. All right. So now let's talk about the common mistake that a lot of people why most healthcare resume fail. Number one is that you are still using your hospital style CV for remote jobs. Like, why? Eh? Some of you, if you go to your, if I ask people to send their resume now, I'm still going to see gave so person injection or self medication. Like for real, how like it doesn't make sense. This is a remote opportunity. Why are you writing self medication daily to 20 patients? Like that's not how to write it because this is a remote opportunity, and of course you don't get to see this patient like physically. So how does it relate to the remote experience? Now if I want to change, if I want to change that what I just said, like maybe send medication to 50 patients daily. I'm not going to write it that way because I'm not applying for a hospital, as I'm not applying for an on-site job. What am I going to say? I'm going to say that, instead of writing medications or maybe I said medication, I can say something like, um, I can say something like, maybe follow up. I can say when it comes to remote opportunities, it has to do with prescription because I can't get to see this patient. So I can say I maintained, or maybe I followed up, or maybe I coordinated prescription refill because that's the word they need in remote healthcare space. Are we getting it? Are we following? In your hospital, yes, you dispense medication when it's time. At 2 p.m., you do all those things. But now in remote, you don't dispense, like you don't give your patients medications. The only thing you can do remote, if you're working in remote healthcare space, is to coordinate prescription refill. Do you understand? So instead of you putting in or writing in or something like you say medication, rewrite it and say I coordinated, or say coordinated prescriptions refill. By the time you use these words, of course, you can see it's the same thing, but the style I use is entirely different. One is for hospital style, like on-site hospital style, while the other one, it is still the same thing I'm doing. Do you understand? But now it is remote. I'm now coordinating prescription online. I'm not like giving them their medication, maybe at 2 p.m., TDS, and all that. Can you see the way I'm able to relate? So that's the number one mistake that a lot of people are doing. They are still using the same um style, up to style CV for your remote jobs. No, you don't use that. Like I said it here that many nurses list only clinical duties. I don't want to say maybe nurses. Let's say because we have nurses, we have other professionals here, right? Okay. So most of you just list your clinical duties, but you do not include a transferable skill because as you are dispensing that drug for your patient, what are you doing? You are coordinating prescription. Is as good as you are coordinating prescriptions or maybe medication refill because it is similar. That is your transferable skills. Okay. Another mistake is that most of you do not measure your achievement. Now, as a theater nurse, I maybe on my okay as a theater nurse now using myself as an example. Okay, I've participated in how many surgeries since 2020, should I say 16, that I've been working as a nurse. This is 2015. I've been able to coordinated like I've lost count of the amount of surgeries I've done. Do you get? So I can't just put on my CV and say, team collaboration with surgeons, coordinating surgeries. No, I'm going to measure it. Like I'm going to put a measurable value, like an impact that I did. I'm going to use figures, numbers. I can say coordinated more than 100 surgeries. So they will know that for this person to have engaged, coordinated more than 100 surgeries. It gives the HR that, oh, she knows her honor. She has done this over and over and over again. Am I making sense? Hello?
Yes,
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 that's
ma.
just
Yes,
the
you're
truth.
making sense.
Thank you. So that's just the truth. I won't just put it like, oh, I've coordinated how many surgery. They want to see the impact you've made. Do you understand? They want to see. They want to see the figures. They want to see the numbers. They want to see what you've done. They want to make sure you want to make sure that whatever things you've done or it is memorable. They want to see the achievement. Do you understand? You can see what I have here that you provided patient care. Okay, yes, they know now. Maybe you're a physician, you are a nurse, you are a pharmacy. Yes, they know that at the end of the day, you are trying to provide patient care. But make sure it is memorable. And look at the better example that I have. I said supported over 40 patients daily while maintaining 98% documentation accuracy. If you have your resume right now and you don't have something like this on your experience, like you don't have it like this, no memorable achievement, trust me, your resume is not properly done because they want to see the impact you've made. Do you get? Maybe you work in clinic, in eye clinic, and every day you educate patients, maybe in the clinic, or maybe you work with PED in PED unit, and almost every day you go to the ward, you admit more than more than 10 patients daily. Say it there. Let them know that based on your experience, this is what you've done over the years. Say that this is what you do daily. Do you understand? Make sure that whatever experience you have on your resume, it is what? It is measurable. They can see the impact. They just want to, they don't want to hear, oh, supported, they don't want to hear, I supported, what's it called? Pediatrics, patient gave them medication. Like, it's vague. Do you understand? Write it in such a way that they know that, oh, this person have a memorable achievement and he or she has done this over and over again and there is compliance, he has done this thing. Do you understand? So these are the part of the mistake you are making. Okay, now let's move to the next one. They said the next common mistake that we do is that I know there's no keywords, and I think I've explained this before. Most of you do the resume you've submitted, there is no keywords from the job description on your resume. Then you expect them to call you. No, they won't. Because the ATS system is going to flag your resume because maybe on your resume, the one you submitted was just your hospital base. Nothing like patient care coordination, nothing like prior authorization in insurance, nothing like I ensure to support clinical documentation using SOP or DAP format, or maybe, do you understand? You didn't write stuff like that. Or maybe I have had some, even on your skills, on the tools you use, you didn't put any HR system. Like, oh, on your tools, input, Athena, Dr. Chrono, all this EHR is not there. So the keywords are not there because on some job description they will tell you I need. They're going to tell you that we need people with hands-on experience on. They will mention a specific tool. Now you're writing your resume. That tool that they mentioned is not there, and you want them to to do to ask you to come for an interview. They won't do that. Do you get? So that's why when it comes to writing resume, for me, I do ensure to read my job descriptions. I do that a lot because there's some keywords that are there, and job boards they have they have on different job boards they have their rules. I've seen a job before that on the job description it was written that on your cover letter start with the word pineapple. Can you imagine? So now you just saw the job description, apply for this job. You did not even read it. And they wrote it in that job description that for me, because some of them they know that most of you don't read. You just copy, go to AI, paste it, and you submit. I've seen that job description before. In fact, sometimes over times, some people they will write before you start your cover letter, use the first word should be pineapple. The first word should be they can tell you patient. The first word should be gold. Now you just submitted. You did not read job. You didn't even know that it has been said on the job description that you should write the word pineapple as part of the first word. Do you get? So always read your job description. Look Scan the keywords, because if you don't scan the keywords, the ATS system is going to scan the keyword for you and is going to do what? Flag your resume before the recruiter will see your application. So the truth is that submitting resume is like, you have to put in the effort, because I know it's not easy. I won't lie to you, it's not easy. So you have to be consistent, and you have to be intentional. Okay? Because all you need is just one yes. Like 1 yes. Hey, congratulations, Boneface. Congratulations, Oge. Congratulations, Linda. You got an offer. Congratulations, Ola. I'm just saying randomly so that in case I don't call your name, be like, oh, they did not call my name. Okay? So all you need is just one yes to get you onboarded. So be intentional. And most of you apply for jobs that deep down, you know that you cannot more than you can't do 50% of what is being stated in the job description. I do tell my students that if you can do at least 70 to 80% of what you have in the job description, you can apply for the job. Do you get? So some of you know that this job is, you don't even understand it, but because you just want to apply for jobs, you continue to submit your application. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Another mistake is that irrelevant information, which I've explained. Your primary school education, they don't need that. Like for real, they don't need that primary school education because what is it doing in your resume? Even your secondary school application, except maybe that is the highest level of education you have. Okay? They don't need all these things. They don't want to know if you are married. Some of you now put married, single. They don't need all that on your CV. What about your religion? They don't want to know you are a Christian, you are a Muslim. They don't need all these things. Your state of origin, maybe they don't need all your country. Oh my God, they don't need all these things. So please, if you have all these things on your resume, please remove it. Okay? Remove them. All right? Because, and if you have some other excessive personal information, please go to your resume and remove all that. The next one is that what does these remote healthcare employers, what are they actually looking for? What do they want? Number one thing is that it depends on the type of job you are looking for. Is it a clinical oriented job, or is more of admin skills? So most of them, I'll just give a general skills that they're looking for. They're looking for your admin skills. Can you schedule our patient for appointment? Can you manage our calendar, or can you manage our calendar on our each EHR system? Okay. What about email management? Is this something you can do? Can you triage an email? Can you create folders, subfolders, and manage our emails effectively? What about documentation? Most of us here, we are clinically inclined. We document. If you are not clinically inclined here, documentation means writing. At least you write. You send messages to your friends on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Yes, that is documentation, because most of us here, we overthink. And that's the problem. Like, we overthink a lot. Do not overthink these things. Do not overthink these things. Just take it easy on yourself. You know the reason why I'm saying this? I was on a call, like I said, with one of our students, and I just told her, Boniface, can you introduce yourself? I acted as a what's it called? As a recruiter. And she cannot even introduce herself. She said, I don't know how to introduce. I don't know what to say. I was like, what? You don't know what to say. And some of you said, I'll be applying for a job. I'm not getting. No. I want to tell you, it's not because of that. How well you prepare because it's actually, if you want to get an interview and offer letter, it start from your CV, from your resume, then to the interview. Okay? And please don't overthink. You guys overthink a lot. Don't, these people are humans. Like, there are people like myself and like yourself. So do not overthink these things. At a point, she said, it's because you've been in this game for a while. I said no. I said that if I knew, I would have recorded myself in my first interview that I had few years ago. You needed to see how I was talking. You need to see how I was. Yes, conversing with them. These people are, I don't know, but they are humans being like you. So why should you, like, I don't understand. Why you have to be confident, you have to be audacious and talk. Don't be overconfident, but talk. Like, open your mouth and express yourself. Ensure you're communicating with them well. Did you get? So these are the skills they are looking for. There was this interview I had. Do you know what he said? He said, I just love you because you you are very good at expressing yourself. These are the things they are looking for. How do you, because by the time they bring you on board, you are going to be talking with your patient, talking with your client. So you want to get on a global platform whereby you are working with people from Philippines, from your team members are from Philippines, some are from UK, US, some are different people. And you can't even, you are shy, you can't even express yourself, you can't even talk. And this is part of the skills they even taught us in school, like your ability to communicate effectively. These are part of the skills. So you know how to document. Patient at 2 p.m., patient vital signs was checked, blood pressure was this. Don't you know how to do that? You know how to do that. So by the time you would you want to write your what is it called now? By the time you want to write your resume, put it there. You've document as in I supported clinical documentation and ensure compliance. They want to see that. They want to know that, okay, as someone coming into healthcare, you understand and you know how to document clinically. You understand what compliance is. Because if what you are writing is not compliant, it's going to affect billing. It's going to affect the care of your patient. If you don't document properly, maybe you want to write a dosage. You want to maybe the physician put a dosage. You are not writing in full. You are abbreviating, and the abbreviation you had is not recognized. And when you document, maybe instead of you to write TDS, TDS could be anything. Do you understand? Write it well. Let people know. Do you get? So what? Because there are we have something we call quality assurance in healthcare, whereby what they do is that every year or quarterly or by twice a year, they'll come to check all our documentation. I don't want to bring someone on board. I don't even know how to document clinically if this is part of your role, because of course, other times we get jobs whereby we are not going to even document clinically. That is not part of your role. But what if the next skills I'm looking for is your phone ethic? How do you communicate? Do you communicate emphatically as a healthcare professional or para healthcare professional? How do you communicate with your patient? It matters a lot. And by the time you get on the interview, you know, technically, the way you communicate with them, they know, okay, this is how he or she's going to be communicating with our client, with our patient. Do you understand? So all these things is what they are going to check. What about, I've mentioned about communication. What about customer support or patient support? Okay. They want you, like I said earlier on, the sample I used, coordinated, okay, coordinated prescriptions, medical and refill and ensure compliance, like 90%, 98% compliance. How are you supporting your patient when it comes to their prescription refill? Maybe you got an order from a provider, and this patient is meant to take their prescription from the pharmacy. Do you understand? Are you able to support this patient well? They want to see if you maintain compliance, if you are able to support, if you will be able to support their patient. So these are part of the skills. Another one is your technical skills, which I've said already. Some of you don't put all these things. What are the tools you've used? They want to know. You don't need to write all the tools, but maybe for EHR, write at least 4 common tools that is being used in that region. Okay, put your data chrono, put Athena, put clinic words, put what again healthy, therapy notes. List it. And one thing I want to tell you is that most of this EHR system, sorry, they have the same interface. If you can use one, trust me, if you can use one efficiently, you won't have issues working with the other ones, okay? Same thing goes to CRM tools where we talk about HubSpot, Zendesk, Freshdesk, Intercom. If you can use one, you can use other because most of these things they have similar interface. Is it project management tools? If you can use Asana, ClickUp, Shred, you can also use the other ones. You just have to be patient, give grace to yourself, and know how this thing works. Okay? What about Google Space? Microsoft, put it on your CV. These are the tools you can use. You don't need to list everyone, all the technical skills or tools, but at least write it down. What about your soft skills? They want to know if you can manage time effectively because when it comes to healthcare space, time management is essential because healthcare space is a sensitive area. Do you understand? So this all the skills, like these soft skills, you need to have it on your resume. Put it there. Time management, attention to details. If you don't pay close attention to detail, of course, it's going to have negative impact not just on the patient, even on the team. So if you don't have time management on your skills, you don't have attention to detail, and trust me, all this thing that I have here, most of these recruiter, they also have it inside the job description. That's why I said, if you want to apply for any job, please take your time to read the job description to make sure that whatever you have on that job description is on your resume. What about your problem solving skill, organization, etc. These are just an example of the skills I listed. Okay, now let's talk about your resume section by section. The resume, we have different sections. If you look at the Canvas sample that I have here, okay, if you look at the Canvas samples that I have here, we have different sections. This is the experience. This is the um overview section here. Okay. And this is what we have here. That's the overview professional summary section. Make it concise. Don't talk too much. Like, just make sure it's concise and it's readable, and it's a summary of your professional experience. And if you check what I have here, as a nurse, see what I wrote. Though I have more than 5 years, this is just a sample. I said registered nurse with. Now, if I want to, let's say I'm applying for a role that says virtual medical assistant role or patient care coordinator. I might not use registered nurse. I can just put that same word that they use, the title I'm applying for, like patient care coordinator with so years of experience. Are we following? Are we following?
Yes,
Yes.
please, we are following.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Wura said,
Yes.
it's raining. Yeah, oh yeah, sorry, this is the season. It's everywhere. Don't worry, it's on record. So after that, we are going to upload this to our YouTube channel. And please don't forget to follow us. Let me even check on. We are going to upload this on our YouTube channel. Okay. Once we are done, here is it. Okay. So that you can as well go back and rewatch it again. Okay. I just want to show us the channel. It's just a new channel we created so that we can continue to give our support. All right. Where is it? Okay, you can see it here. So don't worry, Wura. If the network is bad, just come over, just check it behind the Scrub Academy channel. We are going to upload it. We only have one video already. So we'll continue to upload, you know, topics that we feel like will be efficient for what's it called for our community. All right. So let's continue. All right. So now, okay, so I'm talking about the professional summary. You can see what I just have. You can see what I have here. I said registered nurse. Maybe you are a medical doctor, you're a physician, you're a pharmacist. Maybe you don't even have any clinical experience, or maybe you are here, you don't even, because I believe that we have some of our students that they are novice, they don't have any clinical experience, they're not even medical professionals, but they are interested in working in the remote healthcare space. Do you understand? So yes, instead of you can put the job itself, the job title itself. Okay, maybe VMA, put virtual medical assistant with 1 year. You can also put with 2 years. Put it there. Of what? Of experience. You can see what I put. Patient care coordination. I did not say because I'm a theater nurse, I didn't put I'm a registered nurse with 10 years of experience. I've conducted social surgery. Like, does it relate with what I'm applying for? No. But instead of using my experience as a theater nurse, I said inpatient care coordination, healthcare admin, documentation. For me now, I'll even put clinical, or I can come over here to put what? Clinical or medical documentation. Do you understand? And customer service. Skilled in electronic health record, patient communication, what's it called? Telehealth support. Seeking to leverage. You can see how concise is. Don't copy what I have here. Oh. Do not copy what I have here. Okay? I'm just giving us an example because my experience is different from your experience. And if you use most of you use AI, and if you do not prompt your AI well, trust me, so just keep giving you generic stuff, and your resume is gonna be flagged. And I'm not saying you should not use AI, or of course AI is here to support us. Okay, and I use AI. Do you get? A lot of people use AI, but one thing about using AI is that is what you give to AI that is going to give back to you. Is how it depends on how you are able to prompt your AI. Do you get? The AI is to help you rephrase what you have or maybe what you've written. And one thing is that if you want to write your resume, you can write it yourself, like write it like a rough stuff yourself. Then use the AI to tweak it to help you like rewrite it. Do you understand? Not like you just go to AI. Hey, I'm applying for this job. Help me write resume. If you do that, it's going to give you generic one. Okay? So I hope we get that. You can see how this one is concise, right? So that is the first section in your resume, your professional summary, which is what we have here. This is it here. Once you put your full name and the role you're applying for, okay, like this one say marketing manager, put that role, okay, and that role should be the title you are applying for. It could be RN, veterinary medical assistant, or veterinary medical assistant, patient care coordinator, or maybe applying for jobs in home health as a scheduler. Put it there. Remote healthcare scheduler. If you can even put your RN or whatever, you understand, just make sure it's like this, okay? Then the next one is your professional summary, okay? And it depends on how you want your resume. Some people after professional summary, they are going to put in their soft skill then before experience. While some, you can see what this person did. Okay, they put their expertise here. Okay, they can put their expertise or maybe their soft skill, like all this attention to detail, the EHR software. It just depends on how you want it. Then afterwards, your experience. So let's go back to our slide. All right, let's go back to our slide, which is what we have here. Then the next section, like I said, is called skills. When I told us that it depends on how you want it. If you are looking at this one now, after the summary, the next one is their experience. But for me, you can put your skills first before your experience, or you can organize it in this way whereby your soft skills will be here. Do you get this particular area? And then your experience, it depends on how you want your CV to be written. If we check some other resume, we have different patterns. Okay, we have different patterns. If you check this one, they have their skills, right? If you check this one, the different ways on how you can write your CV. Look at this person, experience is here, about me is here. Do you get? So how you format your resume depends solely on you, but just make sure that whatever format you want to use, it is ATS compliant. You are using the right keywords, is well organized. No, you don't have irrelevant details. Okay, let's just check. Okay, we have different ones. You can see that we have different ones. We have different form and order. Look at this one now. Hmm? Look at this one. This is what I do on using my Google Docs, okay? Let me zoom it for us. You can see it's different from the one I showed us earlier. It's different from this one. Can you see the format? And if you look at this one, it's, the name is there. What's it called? The title is there. Email, the phone number, is there. But for me, if I want to use this one now, I'm going to put in my email, remove this one, remove this one. Instead of me putting adding up my phone number, I can put in my LinkedIn profile. So that's why I said when it comes to your LinkedIn too, optimize your LinkedIn. Okay, I can just put my email alone or put your LinkedIn instead of you adding up your phone number or your this. I can see the summary. Then she moves to what? Work experience, education, then skills. Look at where she listed her skills. So for me now, after my skills, I'm going to list my tools. Okay, what's in the tools, like the technical tools I've used, because this is a remote opportunities and they actually want to know if I've used all those tools before. You can see that this person format is different from this, and you can use either of these. And if you look at this one, no image, nothing. Like, I would recommend this one. Okay, but if you want to use this one too, do not forget, remove image, remove contact, remove all these things I've listed before. All right, so now the next section should, it depends on you. Your next session, it can is you can use this work experience or what I have here, which is your core skills. Okay, like what are your core skills? Put in patient coordination, medical documentation, data entry, EHR management, attention to detail, all the skills. I have a skills that I gave us already. Look at, where is it? This is it. Maybe scheduling, documentation, and all that. So you can actually put that part of the skills. Just make sure it's not much. They are the relevant ones based on what you have on the job description. Maybe time management, attention to details. Just pick the relevant, okay, that has to do with the job description. And trust me, you are good to go. So your second section, is just core skills or your experience, whichever that you want to have first is cool. All right. So let's go on to the next slide, which is your professional experience. So you can either use this one first, then move to your what's it called, skills, or put your skill first and then professional experience. So what about your professional experience? Some of you can see the wrong format. Some will say I gave medications, which I've explained. Some some of you, what you have is check patients. Like, check patients, like how, what did you do? Like, it's generic. It's not even check. Anyone can, I can decide to check a patient. Like, what exactly did you do for the patient? Did you understand? What about documentation care? Okay, so this is a wrong format. But the better format is to make sure that whatever you've done before, it is what? It is measurable. Quantify it. Number, like, give it a number. See this one now. This person said check patient, but this person said coordinated care for 30 patients daily. The next point says maintained accurate documentation in EHR system. Next one says collaborated with multidisciplinary team to improve patient outcome. The next point says educated patients on treatment plans and follow-up care. Now, I want to ask you, if you are a recruiter, someone submitted this, another person submitted this. Now, which one are you going to choose? Who are you going to move on to the next stage, if I'm to ask?
The second one.
Of
And
course,
one.
the
Yep.
second
Better
person.
format.
Mm-hmm. You're going to ask the second person to move to the second stage because this person just gave generic stuff. Of course, this person might even have experience more than this. But because this person used a better format and he was able to measure, or she was able to measure his experience or her experience, they are going to move this person to the second stage. Now, it now depends if this person can defend what he or she has written on the words, on the resume. Because I've seen such happen. Some people, they have very good resume, like it's so fine, it's so cool. But on the day of the interview, if you ask them questions, you just be listening. Yes, as in, they can't defend what they have. So you can see that when it comes to remote healthcare space, your CV, your resume is number one. Then whatever you have, can you defend what you've written? Some of you have a very lovely, good, perfect resume, but you cannot defend your interview questions. You cannot defend yourself. And if they ask this person to come for an interview, he or she is going to do well. Do you get? So that's why your resume is important, because this is the first impression that this recruiter they are going to see before they bring you to the second stage. Okay? Any question? Any question before I move on? Any question? Or we should finish first, then we are going to ask our questions, right? I think that's better. There will be time for questions, okay? Okay, now, so I usually use Google Docs, PDF, okay? And I also had Canva Resume. Thank you. Yes, no, it's not because Canva Resume. It's because most of them they are using this type of resume. That is why it will not pass. It's going to bounce back, like it's going to rejection straight. If you put your image, put all these graphics, all these ones, like all these ones now. For me, I'm going to remove. And one thing about Canva is, guys, it's editable. You can delete. If I want to use this one, I'll just click on this. You can see, click on delete. Do you get? So it's not because I don't want to assume that it's because they use Canva. It's because most of them they will just go to Canva, copy and paste. They use different designs. Some people even use yellow here. Like it's not gonna pass through, okay? So that is by the way. All right. So now let's move on to the next slide, which is our experience. I've just told us how our experience should be. So now, if you have, and I said it, you can put just 2 or 3. Okay, you can just put. You don't want to put all the experience you have. Maybe 4. No, 2 is okay because everything we are saying here should be just 1 page, not 2 pages. Okay, at least 1 page. So even though you have 5 experiences, your ability to compress all your experiences and make it measurable. Sorry, everyone. And make it measurable is going to make a lot of sense. So make sure that your experience is just 2, max 3. Okay? 2 or do it very well. 2 or max 3. If you check this person now, how many experiences? She only added 1, 2, 3. Okay, just 3. So you can either put 2 or 3. The main focus is that whatever you have in your job description, like your experience, it is quantified, it is measurable. And if you want to use bulletproof, for instance, now for this one, just add 4 to 5 or maybe 3 to 4. Go to the next one, you know, make sure it's concise. Don't write stories. Do you understand? Do not write stories. And if you look at the second sample that I have here, you can see that this person also have just 3. If you look at the bulletproof, what did you see here? For the first one, just 3. Second one, 3, 2. Don't write stories. They don't need your stories. Do not write stories there. You did it. No, just make it concise. And trust me, you are good to go. You can see what they wrote here. Manage provided you can see what I'm trying to say. 20 employees, including calendar management, act as a liaison between so. Just 3 points. Max 4. Let's say you have you want to put in 2 work experiences, then you can increase your bulletproof point to like 4 or 4 5. But if you are using 3, make sure it's just 3 bulletproof points or 4 max, and that's all. Okay. All right. So yes, that's just by the way. So once you are done with your professional experience, of course, the next one is your education and your certifications. Okay, whatever degree you have, the reason I'm using nurse is because I'm a nurse. So I'm going to include your nursing degree. If you have a professional license like RN, okay, write it. If you have any telehealth certifications or maybe VMA certification, put it. Your HIPAA, okay, so that they know that, oh, this person write it HIPAA. When did you get it? Those that has been with us last year, write it HIPAA certification 2005, 2006. Okay. Then you will have some other relevant remote work set. Put it there. But don't just make sure that it's not like you're not putting irrelevant education that's not tailored to what you are writing. If you look at this person, you can see the education, Bachelor of so university, Bachelor of so, like just put 2 or 3. So put your highest level of education. Maybe you have masters, you have BSc, you have RN, you have maybe you're a physician, you are here. Put in your qualifications. Don't forget your HIPAA, because this is what we make sure that each and every one of us, we have our HIPAA certificate. So please always put it as part of your certification because it's also going to do what? It's going to help you. Okay. So the next slide is like closing or okay, this one is like a closing call to action. We can see that we are done. So now let's move on to the practical aspect, okay? Because some of you with all this story I've said, some of you will be like, I did all these things you are saying, I don't understand. So now before we move on to the practical, oh my God, who is this person? Sorry, everyone. Okay, so do we have question before we move on to the practical part? Any questions so far? Any question? Hmm. No question, right? Hello?
No
No question
question.
on my end.
Okay. Since we don't have question, now let's go to the practical part and let's see how you can write your resume. So we are going to look at a job post. Let's see if we have a job post here. This is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place whereby you can leverage on to get jobs, okay? All right, because it is free. It's a free platform. You're not paying anything compared to some other platform. Okay, you can use your Indeed. I've been able to list some other stuff where you can get it. So now let's look for a job. So this is our jobs. Go to jobs here. Let's go for virtual. Let's see, maybe virtual medical assistant or maybe patient care coordinator. But let's use this one. Virtual medical assistant. Okay. Let's search for it. If we can see, or maybe telehealth. So let's see. Appointment setter, lead generation, $4 per hour. Mm, Go high level. Mm. It's not bad anyway for a beginner, okay? Submit CVs, fresher. I'm trying to look for a job descriptions that we can use. This one is operation assistant. Mm, I don't know why is it giving me Lagos. Okay, so let's see what we have here. This one is saying okay, nope. So date posted, okay, medical. Sorry, virtual medical assistant. Okay. So let's go to the date posted. Let's say past 24 hours. If you want to look for recent job, you can use so that you can see them past 24 hours, or you can say past week or past month, whichever one. So let's click past 24 hours to show results. Okay, and the reason is because of my location. So I'm going to change it to United States. United. United States. See it here. Okay. You can change it to Canada, you can change it to Australia, whatever stuff. So I'm just going to check at a glance. You can see virtual care coordinator, virtual assistant medical. Okay. So that's how to look for job. Your location matters. And you can see location here. Change it. Okay. And if you want to look for a job in your country, Nigeria, of course, you can still do the same. Okay, so support, we have a lot. You can see support coordinator, medical assistant, new patient. Let me just pick one. I will just pick. Okay, remote medical assistant, United States 20 hours ago, over 20. Okay, so let's see this one. Let's use this one. Okay, so let's use this one. You can see, so based on this one, what am I going to do? I'm going to check. Okay, this is the how it is remote full-time healthcare management. The job title says remote medical assistant. Okay, so what's the first thing you're going to do? If I want to apply for this job, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is to check the job description. Ade is going to check the job description to confirm if at least I can do 80% of this job. Okay, so now let's read it together. It says, this is a remote full-time job looking for candidates who can start immediately. This remote medical assistant support the execution of workflows. Can you see? They said your role is to support the execution of workflows, operational processes that enable generator health to fulfill its mission of exceeding access to critical medications. This work involves direct interaction with system and procedures. If you look at this one, it's more of operational role. Are we getting it? So now, if you're applying for this, because you have virtual medical assistant, and maybe you think, oh, part of your role is to call patients, schedule them. You can see what is happening here. So your ability to understand the job description matters a lot, okay? And they said, you are going to be interacting with with the system procedures that affect the experience of both patients, okay? So this is a role that requires quickly learning, applying complex. You can see I've not even, but based on what I have here, I understand that this is a what? An operational role, not like a admin virtual medical assistant. Do you understand? So they said you will tackle operational hurdles within the healthcare system, gaining so. You will also regularly engage in real world intricate scenarios around prescription, access, and coordination. If you join, now see what you are going to do. They said immerse yourself in complex medical workflows and directly interface with patients. Be part of a team that ensures administrative friction never stands in the way of access of life-changing therapy. And I don't know why they have a lot of typo errors here. Can you see that they have typo errors? Or is it my eyes? Like, or is it my network? See how they write therapy, like,
If becomes,
me, I don't
if
understand.
become,
You say what?
actually, they said becomes an expert. I really don't know what they were trying to say.
I'm telling you,
If
a
become,
lot of typo errors. So they say becomes an expert in the complex world of so. You will work with doctors, insurance companies, and pharmacies to help get prescription. Now, master property software tools to execute build an understanding of how AI is applied to healthcare. We will be most excited if you have experience in a healthcare operation that includes prior authorization work, e.g., medical assistant, pharmacy technician, or have demonstrated strong, just read it. Have experience. Maybe it's my network or type of error. Maybe it's a glitch from LinkedIn. I don't want to believe that someone posted this. They said course work, have experience in a work that requires operational rigor. It's just they know how to detail with ambiguous problems and effectively resolve. Able to master new complex technology. Everything is just there. So the side features, benefits. So these are the benefits they have if you join this company, that medical insurance, blah, everything is just there. And this is um, you know, what you need to know about the company. This is the generator health. For me now, the first thing I would do is to follow them. I'm going to follow them, okay? So that by the time I apply for this job, I can easily reach out to the HR or maybe those that works in the HR department. Just let them know, hi, my name is social person. Just a short script to them to let them know that, oh, you apply for a job and looking to work for their company. And if you know, and another thing is for you to check what the company does, okay? And it is here. Generator Health combines human expertise with advanced AI to dismantle barriers between patients and their prescription. So this is more of patient and prescription. It's more of like a pharmacy stuff. Do you get? So they say we are the operational backbone of the what? Of the next gen stuff. Now, after reading this, the first question you should ask yourself is this something you know, I can do? Can I thrive in this role? Because this role is more of operations, it's more of AI. Do you get? And trust me, I believe that most of us here, if you submit your resume that has to do with just normal VMA rules, trust me, do you think it's gonna fly with this? It's not going to fly with this, okay? Because the resume you have is not operational focused. Is not operational focus. Sorry. It is well. It's not operational focus. So now, how are you going to write this if you want to apply for this job? Let me open another one again. Patient care. Oh, I can't even, I think I can open on. I'm looking for a job. I mean, anyway, let's just continue with this one. So now, what am I going to do? The first thing is to write your resume tailored to this because based on what you have here, it is stated, sorry, I don't know the person calling me. It is stated that it is more of operation. So now, what am I going to do? I've gone through the job descriptions. It's a remote medical assistant, but it's more of operational role where they're going to be using like AI. So now my ability to use the keywords that are here, which includes like medical workflows, directly interface with patients, part of a team that admin friction never stand in the way, just check it. Now we'll go to for me now, you can go to your AI, okay? You can use ChatGPT or Gemini. So we are going to be using our Gemini here. Okay, this is our Gemini. Now, how are you going to apply for this job? You do not just come over here and paste job description like that and say, give me so, so, so. No, because you need to train your AI, okay, to write an efficient resume for you. And your AI doesn't even know anything about you. Do you understand? They don't know you. So if I copy, now let me give you as an example. Let me just use generic stuff and say, um, I saw this job description. So I saw this uh role. Help me write a resume tailored, tailored. Let me write a resume tailored to the job description. Now, is the here is the job. This is what most of you, this is what you do. This is what most of you. Now, you now go to where is the job description again? Most of you now come over here. You just copy. Most of us, you copy and then paste. Of course, this is AI. It's going to give you something. Okay, it's going to give you something. Here's the job description. Now, let's see the result too. Just wait. You can see it here. You can see your specific experience with high volume pharmacy outreach and so. Or you can register now with so, specializing in hair health, okay, core competency, professional experience, okay. This one even tried though, because I didn't even put it, but at least based on what I have here, it actually tried. Analyze so, registered so, is and it even wrote maybe it's because I've done some background stuff and this AI knows a little about me, that's why. But if I'm to write it, okay, if I'm to rewrite it, if you check what this AI said, register now with so, specializing in virtual medical access, private record in so, housebound, this, and that. Okay, what about the core competencies, healthcare operations? You know that if you look at the description, it's saying operations. Look at this, okay. So if I'm to use AI to, maybe to help me rewrite this one, this is what I'm going to write. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll come over here and say, I saw a job. I saw a job on LinkedIn. I'll mention the platform. Please change it back to normal light. The second one, as in every, thank you. Sorry. So I'm going to say I saw a job on LinkedIn. Okay, comma, the role, now. The role is, then check the role. What is the role? This is the role. Remote medical assistant, right? Remote, the role is, I saw a job on LinkedIn. The role is this. I'm going to paste it here. Do you understand? Full stop. Okay. Then tell the AI who you are. All right. You saw the job on LinkedIn and the role is so. I am a registered nurse. Okay. Registered nurse with over 10 years of clinical experience as a as an operating room nurse and over 3 years supporting, sorry, 3 years supporting remote health care operations in which I I wish I coordinated end to end patient, what? Patient journey. All right? Patient journey. Full stop. I need you to assume the role of a resume writer with over. Now, I want to say something, please, because I'm writing this, don't go and copy what I'm writing, my prompt like this, and start using. No, just think about it, okay? Just write it in I'm writing mine in my own words now. Do you understand? Okay, so put it that I need, I need you to assume the role of a resume writer with over, I can say, 10 years, writing, over 10 years, writing resumes for specific remote healthcare roles. Remote healthcare roles. Okay? Remote healthcare roles. Comma. Ensure it's ATS compliant. Okay? Ensure it is ATS compliant. Job description. Abi, my ensure ATS compliant. My experience is what? Measurable and quantified. Do you understand? Quantified with impact. With impact. So whatever thing you want to add again, just keep adding it. ATS compliant, your experience is is measurable, is quantified with impact. Write some other things that you want this AI to do for you. Okay, you can even say, I want this resume to move past the ATS software, like to move me to the second stage. Just write it. Make sure it is well written. Okay, so I need to assume the room of a resume writer with so writing resume for remote healthcare roles. Ensure is that, full stop. Attached is my, because they don't know what, of course, all of us here, we have a previous resume, right? Your hospital style resume, you have it. Attached is my resume, okay? And here is the job description. It just depends on the prompt. And here is the job description. Okay, so now I'm going to copy. I think I still have the copy of it here. Oh, no, I don't have it. Okay, we are going to copy the job description, okay, that you have. This is the job description where, okay, just copy it again. And then put it here. Okay, put it here. And then put it here. So once you are done, don't forget your resume that you want to attach. Upload files. Okay, so let me see. Let me just put this resume. Add your former resume. Okay. And part of what you can also say is that let me rewrite. Okay. So let's read this thing together. I saw a job on LinkedIn. The role is this, a registered nurse. Okay. I need to assume. Okay. The role of a resume writer with over 10 years, writing resume for remote healthcare roles. Ensure is ATS compliant. My experience. Mm, should should be measurable, quantify with impact. Okay, is trying to help you rewrite it. Okay, and attaches your resume, and here is the job description, and just click on submit. Okay, so we are going to compare this with the former one. Okay, so now see what we have. It says to align your so with this resume has been rewritten to position you as an expert, blah blah blah. Okay, so now see what we have here. Okay, so what am I going to do now? You can see and then next is for me to come over here, open a Google Docs or maybe your Canva, whichever one you intend to use. Then once you are done, okay, copy. And because I said copy, I didn't say you should just copy and paste. Oh, I'm still going to tweak it. Okay. You can see for your reference, formatting, all these words are just there. So let's leave it alone. I'm going to come over here. All these ones, of course, I'm going to do what? I'm going to cut it out. I'm still going to read it myself. Okay. And write and check it again. Put this in the middle like this. Okay. What is the title is here. Okay. Remote medical assistant operation. For me now, I'm going to remove this medical access. That's why I said you don't just copy and paste. Check it again. Okay, you can see because if you look at the job description, like I said, is just based on what operation. So write it like this. Put this one, align it, okay, to be like this. Remote medical assistant, healthcare operation specialist. Then put this. This is your email. You can see that this one has an error with E. Remove it. Adesheke show your LinkedIn, remote US, all these ones now. Now, if I want to ask you, this US Canada, is it relevant to this stuff? Do you feel it's relevant? Should it be like that?
No.
Good.
It's not relevant.
Thank you. But some of you will just copy and paste. No. All these remote US, I'm going to remove them because it's not really. You can see that the AI is not as if the AI is perfect. No, it's just help. It's here to help you. Instead of you writing everything from the scratch, you have your own resume already. No matter how bad it's poorly written, this AI is just to help you rewrite it. So all these ones now for me, I don't need it. So I'm going to remove it. Then come over here, make sure is well formatted like this. Okay, then move on to my professional summary. Dynamic solution-oriented register node with so combined with this expertise specializing in end-to-end patients this proving record of eliminating Do you know, can you notice, do you notice not something here? You can see that is using the word. I didn't even prompt it well. I would have written ensure to use keywords. That's another thing to add. Don't forget, if you want to prompt, use keywords from the job description to rewrite it. And even without saying that, do you know that this word, admin friction, is part of the word that we have on the job description? Yes or yes?
Yes.
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 Someone is laughing. Is it funny? It's part of it. So that's why I said keywords matters, right? You can see that the admin friction is there in fast pace, like mastering complex medical workflow. You can see all these things. This AI picked the relevant keywords and I have it on this resume. So for me, I can decide to remove some, like all these experts at interfacing. I just feel like it's too much, and I can still decide to leave it. It's just based on your own discretion. Okay, all this a technically agile. Which one is recognized for me? Oh, I don't know. I can decide to remove all this one. Okay, technically agile professional recognized for outcome ownership, rapid adoption of so. I don't feel like it's too much. But if you want to leave it, but for me, I'm going to remove all this one because I felt is kind of irrelevant, okay? But let me read it again, Sha, before I remove and understand the strategic application or use. So if I still want to tweak it again, I can copy this one, put it back to the AI, and still prompt the AI to help me to rewrite it and remove irrelevant um keywords or irrelevant wordings, right? I can do that too. So all this dynamic solution oriented, for me, I can remove this and start from registered nurse, or maybe a, like I said earlier on, I can say medical assistant because that's the title they have on LinkedIn, right? So I can say medical assistant with 10 years of high efficient clinical experience. Instead of me using dynamic solution oriented, I'm gonna start with remote medical assistant with, are we following? Can you see the way I'm correcting my resume? Despite the fact that I've used AI. So I'll do that, then continue to read and then tweak it based on my own effort or my own impact. So you are not meant to depend on AI. Some of you just copy and paste. Submit CV, copy and paste. Submit resume, copy and paste. Nope. It doesn't work like that. Okay? All right. So let's check the other one that we did. Let's see the difference. This one that we did initially. It says registered now is over. Can you see the difference? Did you notice any difference? Do
Yes,
you?
the
Yeah.
keywords are not there, and it's
Yes,
not really a test
it's not
compliance.
exactly because I just said write this thing for me. All right. So it's not that the keywords are not really there. Though it's there, but it's not well written compared to this one. Okay. So now let's continue. What are the core competencies? You can see uh, medical access. If you notice what you have here, they are all parts of the keywords that you have in the job description. Did you get? Look at the technical skills because ordinarily I have this on my resume, the resume I uploaded. Now let's check the other one that we didn't put. Let's see if there's any. Okay, we still have it said as a chrono, I cover my mess, blah blah blah. But the technical skills that I have here is different from what I have here. Okay, because there are some things I didn't add on that one. So based on your experience, like what you've used before, add your technical skills. Then the next one is a professional skill. For me now, I'm going to move this one to the next page, okay? Then the first one says clinical and patient care coordinator, US based. Another thing is that you don't need to put the name of their hospital, right? Except you just want to do that, especially for beginners that you don't have like real experience when you talk about working in remote, but you have clinical experience. And of course, BTSA is also part of your experience whereby you've been in BTSA. Most of us initially we were doing 6 weeks, but now 2 weeks. So it's like an intern, right? So you don't even, some people will tell you, oh, Ade, I don't have experience. So what should I use as a, just put the name of this role and put remote. Okay, you can add maybe it's US based, Canada based. Put it there. All right, because some of the companies sometimes they request you that there are companies I've worked with whereby you're going to sign an agreement form that you're not going to mention that you've ever worked with them. Okay, so what if such happens? So you don't necessarily need to mention the names of the organization you work with because a lot of people do have issues with that. You can see what I have. I said remote, US based, and put the date. You can see what is here. It is quantify. You can see this 60 plus patients weekly, 100% accuracy, everything is there. So for me now, all this ownership, Kinikon, all ownership, I'm going to remove it. Okay, I'm going to remove it. Let's start from managed. Okay, end to end. All this, you can see the issues with. So because sometimes the ATS might even flag it like this. Because even though it's their keywords, but you have it already when it comes to your professional summary and also here. So like for me, it's repeating everything. So I'm going to remove all this workflow stuff and put reviewed intake. All this cross-functional license, liance, this I'm going to remove them. Okay, data integrity. I'm going to remove them, except you want to rewrite it, whereby there's a way I can still rewrite it, and this data integrity will still be there. Do you understand? Because I want the keywords to be part of the it's part of the summary, sorry, part of the resume. All right, but for me to write it like this is not looking professional, okay? So it's either I remove it like this or I rewrite it in such a way that the keywords I remove are still there. Then go to patient intake specialist, process experience, all this process excellence, okay? Just the same way I did. I'm still going to, you know, sorry. Let me undo. I'll be usually redo, okay? I'm going to remove this one. All right. So just like that, just make sure you go through what you've written. Do not copy and paste and check it again. This one, a medical record, pharmacy license, retriever. Do you even notice something? The other resume I put, I added. There's nothing like pharmacy license there. But because I said it should be ATS compliant using the keywords, right? This AI actually helped me to put the keywords that says pharmacy license retriever specialist because so that the this my resume is going to pass through the ATS system swiftly without issues. And just what like I said, I can also add to my prompts that I want to make sure that the keywords are there so that my resume is, passes through the ATS software. Do you get? So because this one now is not part of what I, have on my resume that I uploaded. It's not part of it. Okay. So that's just by
Okay,
the way.
understand?
Go
Understand?
continue. The Mex Ati
Àti
Jeun. See the Mex. So people will know that
lánàá,
it's there.
máa
Jetta
pẹ́
ni.
lọ́la.
Ah, Jesus. The Mex. So okay. So let's continue.
Coach, I'm sorry.
Well done. You shall want to know, you want to show us that we are here. Hmm? So like I was explaining, right? So continue like that. Check it. You can see manage 40 to 50 targeted what? Outbound calls daily. Pipeline management. Maintain ownership. Okay. You can see that based on what we have here, if you check the slide I showed earlier, it follows everything. Like it follows the key point that I listed on the slide. Okay. So for this one too, you are going to remove them. Okay, you're going to remove all those things. And of course, I don't want to waste much of our time. Just make sure everything is being done. And then, how many do we have here? I have one, I have two, I have three. Now, this one is becoming too much. This is four, this is no, no, no. So for me now, my operating rule, I will just remove it. Okay, this one too, I'm going to, I just need like two or three. So I'm going to, you can see this one is just four bullet points. That is first one. I'm going to leave that. Second one, okay. Third one, and that's all. So all those ones now, I'm going to do what? Cut it out. Highest is that I'm going to copy those points and add it here. Are we following? To make it four. Go to this one again, copy this one, and then maybe put it here to make it four bullet points. But I'm going to remove. I hope we understand the explanation I'm trying to say because the experience is like five, which is way too much. If you look at this resume,
Yes.
it's like five, 2 pages already. So are we following? So instead of me to just leave it like that, I'm going to, you know, remove this one. Just copy. I'm gonna copy it like this. I'll cut it like this. Come over here and then paste it. All right, because I want to make sure that whatever I have is just a page. Then this ones I'm going to remove them. I don't need it. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let's leave this one. Collaborated daily, all this operating, my experience, I don't need that. See, I'm going to cut it off. Do you get? So now, this one, I'll just copy it. Okay, cut it and paste it. This one, we have 3 bullet points here. Okay, and just add it here. All right. So you can see that everything is now making sense. So all these ones, I'm going to do what? Remove them. Okay, I'm going to remove them. Then look at my education. All right, it is here. My license, RN, telehealth certification, HIPAA, all these IT support. I can just leave it there or just remove it, and I'm done. Okay, so that is how. And this one is even long. This is 2 to 3. Okay, that's why I said you should try as much as possible to make sure that max is just 2 pages. Going to three is way too much, okay? So I'm going to rephrase whatever I have here, write it well, optimize it well, do the final touching. Do you get? And then by the time I'm done, don't forget your title. Okay, some of you put some funny names. Put your name. Arule back. You can see Ran, then I will add this one. I can add this to it. Okay, I'm going to add this to it. I can even remove my RN. Okay, and put it like this. If you want to name your this thing, always put the right stuff. Okay, this is too long. Okay, I can just put remote medical assistant, or I can put healthcare operation, whichever one that I prefer. So let's see. This one now, I'll just remove this RN. Okay, and I can decide to remove this medical assistant and put maybe remote healthcare operation specialist. Okay, but make sure that the PDF you want to use is what you are using your name, okay, to rename it. All right, you can see stuff. Then once I'm done doing all my magic, preparing it, then I'll come to file and then download as what? Download as PDF, and we are good to go. And we are good to go. Now, if I want to create a cover letter, I'm still going to do the same thing. Because if you want to submit your resume, you are going to add your resume and your cover letter. I'm going to put the same prompt and say, okay, now, based on this, help me to write a well-optimized cover letter. And your cover letter should be in just 3 sentences. What did I say? Cover letter should not be long. It's just 1 page. And if you go to Canva too, we also have templates for cover letter, the same way we have for resume. Okay, we have this thing for cover letter. All right. So your cover letter should just be what? 3 sentences. Okay, the first one should address the pain point of your client. Now, if I want to use my AI, I'm gonna come over here and say, now it's time to write my cover letter, you know based on this description job description. Ensure my cover letter. What do you want the AI to do for you? Tell the AI what you want. If you want yours to be in what's it called? 4 sentences or 4 paragraphs, it's fine. Ensure my cover letter is, let's say, 4 paragraph or 4 sentences. Paragraphs, okay. The first should focus on the client's pain points. The next should focus on what I can or will do for them based on my expertise. Okay. And the last, I think I think 3 is okay. I think I wrote 4. Okay, I wrote 4 here first. So it should be 3. And you can do 4. It just depends on what you want. You can actually do 4. So now the last one should now be like a call to action. Are we following? The next one should now be a call to, and the last should be a CTA. You can use an engaging, should be an engaging call to action. Do you understand? So this one should focus on what I kind of will do for them based on my expertise and maybe and my, yeah, I think that's fair enough. Expertise, right? So you can just leave it like that. And the last should be what? Should be an engaging. And the last should be what? Engaging call to what? To action. Do you understand? So This is how to write a what? A cover letter. Do not write like generic. Do you understand? And if I want to conclude now, then I'm gonna say ensure the 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 first the first ensure the first sentence sentence is ensure the first sentence, or maybe ensure to start with an engaging and professional hook. Because if you do not write stuff, if you don't write your cover letter to hook your HR, because we have some, especially maybe on Upwork, if your first two sentences is not engaging enough, or is not hooked enough for your recruiter to open your cover letter, trust me, they're not going to open them, because what you have in the first two sentences determines if they're going to bring you on board. That's something that you should do. What you should do. So the first point, you address the client's pain point, explain how you can support them. Okay, explain needs, like focus on the client pain point. How you can, how you, because that's what they want. This is one of the reasons they want to bring you on board. Your value. Okay, how you can support them. Okay, that's part of your first point. Do you understand? Then the second paragraph should now highlight your skill. Okay, highlight your skill and how you can use it to resolve their problem. Now, the first sentence focus on your client pain point, how you can support them. The second point now should focus on how, okay, should focus on what? Should focus on, or maybe should highlight. Sorry, should highlight. You can use the word highlight. Highlight and explain. And explain, highlight your skill. Highlight my skill and expertise, okay, and how you can use it, because if you have the skills and you cannot explain how you can use it to support them, then what's the point of them bringing you on board? So use this AI to tell them that how you can support them. Next one should be highlight your skill, expertise, and how you can use that skill, okay, and how you can use that what? Skills, okay, to do what? To support the team. To support the team. Okay, yes. I think we are good. Okay, so let me remove this one based on your expertise, right? So that's fine. And the last one should be what? An engaging call to action. Whatever you want to use, maybe a strong call to action, or end with, it just depends. And ensure to start with an engaging and professional hook. Okay. And let's see what we have for the cover letter. So let's see what we have. I know the mess raised his hand up. So you can see the cover letter here. You can see it. And of course, this is for LinkedIn. Okay, this is for LinkedIn, because if it's for Upwork, for instance, you see all these ones, like your name, your email, don't forget, you don't need all these things on Upwork. Okay, you just go ahead and say, because Upwork platform is different. I can say something like hi there and continue. But this is LinkedIn, so you're going to use this format. Just make sure you add the necessary details. Don't put your location, like I said. You can add your LinkedIn profile, but since you have it on your resume, you can leave that out, okay? And write it here. Application for this, remote medical assistant, and write it in a fast pace. So admin friction should never stand between a patient, as the narrator health case is mission to expedite access to so. Your operations require someone who can instant. You can see the hook, and even this hook now, for me, I still feel like, oh, it's looking generic. Okay, I can still copy this one and rewrite it in my own words. You can even use AI like this, okay, then copy it, but now use your own words. AI is just to give you idea of what you should write on your cover letter. So you don't just copy like this and paste. Do you get? Once you have it, paste it on your Google Docs. Now in your own words, you can still tweak it. So like, because sometimes another person can use my stuff, okay? Because as we are talking like this, another person can use it and still get the same response. But once you have the response, tweak it. Do you get? This is 8 o'clock. We started around 6. Okay, we're rounding up already. Tweak it again. Okay, you can see this one, 3 paragraph. And for me, say, if I'm using this on Upwork, this is way too lengthy. Like, it's too much for me. I'm telling you. Do you get? So I'm going to write a prompt again and say, oh, this is too wordy, like it's too lengthy. I want it to be concise. Okay, each paragraph should be like, I can still say like, each paragraph should be like 5 sentences each. This is, I'll still write it and you are good to go. So that's basically how to write your resume and your CV. And I believe that based on what I have done here, you should be able to use this to write your CV and your resume. Like I said, do not use AI and just copy and paste. The AI is just to give you idea so that your resume or cover letter is ATS compliant, so that your resume and your letter is rich in keywords that the recruiter is looking for. It should not be generic. Once you have the results, tweak it in your own way, rewrite it again to fit in, and trust me, you are good to go. And at the end of this, I want you to rewrite your resume, and like I said, now because I have this cover letter, now if I go to another job now, maybe I'll now go again, copy the same cover letter, and no, if I see some other healthcare operation specialist role, I can still use this resume. Do you understand? Because operations in healthcare is still operations. All right. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Except just want to add, if I see some keywords in that new stuff that is not here, I'll just add and include. But you see cover letter, if you are going to apply for 10 jobs, rewrite your cover letter. Because if you go to this job description now and click on this one, now, look at the job description. Let's check it together. It says responsibility. You can see that the responsibility that you have here is different from the first one. So now, if I want to apply for this job now, do you think I'm going to use the same cover letter for this one? You can see that they are different. Do you get it? Said provide so, be conscious, schedule appointment. You can see that this one is operation, this one is like a patient care coordinator. They are different. So this is where a lot of people are getting it wrong, using the same cover letter and resume for the same, what's it called, the same job description. And they said ensure compliance with HIPAA standard. This one adapt to this one. You can see this one is more like a VMA role, patient care coordinator role. Do you get? So it is different. So yeah, that's just the basic of how you can write your cover letter. At the end of today, between 24 48 hours here, 48 hours, I want you to make sure you update your resume using the framework I just talked about today, and start applying for remote jobs. Look at the niche you believe you can thrive in. If you feel like, oh, when it comes to VMA, patient care coordinator, create your resume in that area. But if you feel like, oh, I want to go more into operations, good. Oh, I want to go into home health. I want to write home health now. You can see that on the resume, there's nothing like home health. There's nothing like the EHR system they use in home health or the keywords they use in home health. It's totally different. Do you understand? So, yeah, that's just basically what I need to let you know. And of course, like I have it here, having a great resume is only half the battle. So when it comes to our next section, if I'm opportune, it might be this month again or next month, but most probably next month, to show you where to land job, or maybe how to answer interview questions. And on that day, we are going to role play. Like, I'm going to bring someone on board, anyone that is going to participate, and I'm going to assume the role of an HR. And I'm going to ask you questions, okay? As though you are in an interview. Do you understand? So yeah, that's just basic. So if you have question now, it's time for you to ask your questions. quick question. You have been talking about having experience of 5 years working as a nurse. What if you are just registered and a graduate? How will one fit into the eligibility? No, it's just, like I said, who asked this question? That is because of my experience, oh. Bright, it's because of that is my experience. Of course, you are a beginner. The way you're going to write your resume should be different. That's why prompting is different. Our prompt is going to be different. Do you understand? So it's not because maybe my experience is 5 years. No. Now, as a beginner, your prompt should be different. Like, tell AI that you are a beginner. Of course, you have clinical experience, okay? Like all this posting, they are also part of your experience. So whatever posting you've done is part of your experience. You get maybe it's 1 year posting, you are able to match everything together, and you have 1 year. Maybe I don't know, you maybe you have BSN and you've gone for what's it called now? Internship, you've served that like 2 years experience. So even if you are a beginner, I've said it, your prompt should be different. Okay, tell the AI you just graduated, or maybe you're still in school, but you want to start exploring remote opportunity. Do you get? So, and you've gone for training. Do you understand? So your prompt should be so because I have 5 years experience. I'm not saying you should also add your 5 years experience. No. So prompt it as a beginner. Do you get? And let the AI know that let the AI know that you are a beginner, but you've gone through like an internship, a training for 2 months, and you perfectly understand what it entails to be an efficient VMA or patient care coordinator. Do you understand? Right? And now I want you to help me rewrite my resume. Do you get? And of course, the AI will not say 5 years experience or thereabout. Okay. So, and we have some organization that they're not even, in fact, that sometimes I write my resume, I don't even put my, like, I don't put like 5 years experience. No, they are looking for what you can do. So if I'm to write this one now, I can even remove all this experience. So don't see it as, oh, are they has, no, no, no. I can decide to remove external assistant. No, I'm going to put like remote medical assistant, okay, with high level. You can see that I've removed my experience with high level clinical experience combined with remote healthcare operation. You can see I've also removed this one. So it's not about your experience, Bright. It's about what you bring to the table. And most times I don't even have years. Some people don't even look at years because you can have up to 10 years and don't even understand what you are doing. You don't even know what you are doing. So because I have experience here, doesn't matter. If I'm to rewrite this resume now, I'm not going to put my experience. I will just bring the value I've gathered over the years, not like I have 10, 20 years. In fact, most of the ATS don't even, most of them don't even they don't really care. Maybe you have 20 years, 100 years of experience. So forget about that. Just if the AI gives you something like this, remove the years of experience. Just write it as remote medical assistant, or of high level clinical experience combined with remote healthcare operations expertise specializing in this. You can see, so, and I told you earlier on that all these dynamic this thing, I'm going to remove that. So that's why I said you using AI is just to support you. All these things, check it yourself, remove the irrelevant stuff, and trust me, you are good to go. Okay? Are you clear, Bright? Thank you, the mess. It's okay. What if you have never forgotten an experience of certain work before? How do we make a good resume? Okay, so how do you intend to make it? No matter how, like just the way I answered, you will have an experience no matter what. That's why I said that maybe in school, or especially for clinical professionals, do you understand? All this posting is part of experience. And maybe you are here, you don't even have any experience. You do not have any experience at all. Like you've not even gone, maybe you've not even gone for training, right? That is, how can you do that? Tell the AI to refresh it for you. And if you are here, maybe you've attended BTSA. BTSA is also a sample of your experience because we give you, if you part of our students, we do give you assignments to do. That is an experience. Okay, and this is where, maybe should I say an academic step comes in to help you. And if you don't have an experience, you can just you can some people do use AI to, like, you can copy this job description like this, go to AI and tell the AI, go outside, thank you, move outside. You can tell the AI that I don't have experience in this area. I want you to give me like a job samples that that relates with the job description. Then you are going to do it yourself. Take a screenshot. Maybe you don't have much to pay for any academy, or maybe register in an academy and they don't give assignment, they just train you. Do you understand? So that's why in BTSA we do make sure that we give you assignment, because this serve as an experience for you. This serve as a portfolio for you. So that is part of the experience you can use. And if you don't have an experience, like I said, give yourself an assignment. Like, that is also part of your experience. Go to all this job board, scrape out some job descriptions that aligns with what you can do. Use AI to give you an assignment, do it yourself, take a screenshot and have this basic, experience. And of course, when I started working remotely, it's not as if I have, like, I was just working as a nurse. Do you understand? So I don't have experience working remotely. Do you get? So I hope I'm able to answer your question, Bright. Did I? Yes, Z. It will be on our YouTube channel, Z. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, all right? So once it's been uploaded, just go in there to watch. Beyond the Scrub Academy. This is our YouTube channel. It's going to be on this channel, okay? This is our channel name. Just once I'm done, I'm going to let us know that it has been uploaded, and then you can rewatch, at your own pace, okay, Z? Please, what's different between MVA? Well, based on my experience, Tony, I think it's the same thing. Okay, it's just based on your job description, that maybe should I say job description that the employer is looking for, because automatically as a veterinary medical assistant you're coordinating care. Abi, is that not it? You are coordinating your patient's care, so it's similar, though it's just the title. And also there are times whereby some organization will give you specific job description. If you look at the one we did on this LinkedIn now, they actually wrote virtual medical assistant, but if you look at it, it's more of operational task. Do you understand? So yeah, so it just depends on the job description that you have there. Because if you look at this one now, it's in fact that you're supposed to use operational assistant, healthcare operation, not virtual medical, not remote medical assistant. Okay, so as a virtual medical assistant, as a patient coordinator, it's almost similar, because what you're going to be doing is that you are supporting your patient. As a virtual medical assistant, you are supporting your patient. As a patient coordinator, you are coordinating their care. Like, a patient comes in, they can call you, oh, I would like to use this facility, this is the insurance I use, how do I, you make sure that any patient that comes in contact with you, their care is being coordinated from admission to discharge. If they have any inquiries, you are solving it, you are coordinating their care, you are liaising with the other team members. But as a medical virtual assistant, sometimes it's just you supporting the admin task. Like, if there are inquiries, you don't really, it depends, you don't really do that. They have people maybe as customer support that we help them with that. But as a patient care coordinator, you are doing all these things together. So patient coordinator, I think it just depends, Sha, is more there, we have more responsibility than virtual medical assistant, because you are doing more for your patient. Because sometimes as a veterinary medical assistant, your job might be just to ensure that maybe prior authorization is being done. Maybe that's what they want to employ you for. That's why I said sometimes it's not about the job title, but what you have under the job description. Now, if you look at this one now that says remote medical assistant, now somebody that looks at the job title will just feel like, oh, it's just medical assistant. It's because I read the job description, I realized that, oh, this one is more than a remote medical assistant, is more of operational role. Do you get? So the difference between a job role is the what is the job description majorly, not really the title. Okay. Did I answer your question, Tonia? Do most of the organization ask for a certificate? Mm, most, it depends. So most we ask and others they won't. They won't. They just want to know that, okay, this person has basic understanding and all that. So it does depend. But most won't, okay? Except maybe during filing, like they now want to bring you on board finally, maybe you've passed the interview stage and they want to do some documentation to make sure that what you have is real, okay? But based on my experience, I think it's just one employer that has ever asked about my license as a nurse. None of them requested for, okay, bring me, nope, none of them at all. Okay, but there's some full-time job. Maybe they want to really bring you on board. Like, okay, they just tell you, okay, send us your certificate, send us your maybe degree stuff and all that. But and some even ask you for a police clearance stuff for proper documentation. Yeah, some organization do that. Okay, what is the difference? I think I've answered, Abby. Sonia, I've answered you. How easy is it for other healthcare professionals with lab technicians to get the job, or is it easier for nurses? No, it's not about when it comes to remote opportunity, it's not about your job title. If you check this study, they didn't say that, oh, it must be a nurse. See, they said high diploma. Look at this one now. They said high school diploma. They didn't say no, so. And this role, are you following Z? They didn't say maybe nurse. High school diploma in Nigeria means your WAEC. Like, you get. They didn't even ask for maybe BSc or thereabout. See, one thing about these remote opportunities is that most of them don't care about your qualifications. Most of them care about the value, your experience, what you bring into the company. You can see they said requirement is just your high school diploma, minimum of 1 year computer literacy, minimum of 1 year of medical experience handling scheduling, verification copay, okay? Access to a quiet, did they say BSc, Masters? Nope. So now, if you have this requirement, even if you don't have up to 1 year experience, trust me, you can still apply for this job. And one thing you can do is to save this job. You can save it and then if you want to apply later. So you can say that it's not about maybe you're a nurse. No, there are some nurses that don't have a computer proficiency. So you want to tell me that if you don't have a computer, if you cannot use this EHR2, CRM2, you can see Microsoft what they will bring you on board. Nope. Do you get? So it's not about maybe it's easier for nurses or for physicians. Nope. It's your ability to have this digital computer proficiency skill. Okay? And if you know how to handle scheduling, patient checking, insurance verification, co-pay, which we all do teach in class, I believe all our students can you understand what is co-pay, how to verify insurance. Of course, you can see that you are good to go. How to they said access to a quiet, secure home space with ability to protect patient history, like patient information. So it's not about nurses, oh. Just that because you are a nurse or a lab technician, you have the healthcare background, the medical terminologies. You can have a leverage. But we have nurses that doesn't even understand what copay is. They don't even know how to navigate EHR. So they can't bring them on board because they are nurse. That's why I do say that as a nurse, is this age we are currently, we've moved past, oh, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a this. Can you use these digital skills? Can you use them? Do you get? So if you look at this one, that is the requirements they needed from you. High school, computer proficiency, medical office experience, and if you don't have 1 year medical office experience, like I said, as a nurse, you've worked all your years in the hospital environment. That is your experience. It's not because you can schedule, you can do, you understand, access to a quiet place. Your ability to have access to a quiet place, make use of your headset, noise cancellation. Whenever you're working, people don't come into your workspace because healthcare is a sensitive environment, right? And your patient data, patient information is essential. You get, and residents within commuting so capable of high internet access. That's what they need. So if you have these requirements, you are good to go. Okay, so yeah, that's all. I hope I answered your question. Please job site to check from. Yes, I'm going to share that later, but our focus today, like I said, I think that should be our next webinar or either interview is job site to check for. We have a lot. I think I've shared with the community members. I think I've shared with them, okay, on our Google Classroom. If I've not, especially cohort 4 that are here, please let me know so that I'll drop it on our Google Classroom. We have a lot. Upwork, LinkedIn, remote.co. I even put on our channel the agency, like virtual medical, VMA agencies that you can apply for. Do you understand? The agency that apply virtual medical assistant. I think I've dropped a lot of resources on our channel where you can apply for jobs. Just that most of you won't even acknowledge that, hey, thumbs up and okay. So yes, we have a lot of sites to check for when it comes to even on your Facebook, on TikTok. See, you can get jobs anywhere. There was somebody that was shared with me that she got a job on TikTok. Do you get? She was on live. She was just talking about her skills, her experience, and one international lady reached out to her. Oh, I joined your live, and I saw what you're talking about your experience using this so tool, and I have an opening in my organization, and that was it. And they joined and they employed the person on TikTok. So when it comes to job, we have a lot of job sites, and of course, your ability to bring yourself out there, visibility, we're gonna help. Talk about what you do. Don't hide. Some of you will feel, I'm trying to hide from people. I don't want them to know that. No, please bring yourself out there. Show what you can do. Talk about what you can do, your experience, what you are learning. You join the class. Talk about, oh, in today's class, I did this. I learned this. And trust me, these recruiters are going to reach out to you. Okay, the name of our channel is Beyond the Scrub Academy. This is it here. Beyond the Scrub Academy. I'm tired though. Beyond the Scrub Academy. This is it, okay? I'm going to copy the link and share so you can join us. So after today, if I still have the time, I'm still going to upload it for people that missed the class. So this is our channel, Beyond the Scrub Academy. You can follow us, and I will try as much as possible to start dropping, you know, tips on how to get started, especially for those that do not have money to join our our school, or should I say our academy. At least if I'm dropping these tips, gonna help you. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you so much, everyone. Any further question, please? Yeah, you're welcome. Any question? I think we are good to go. Dimex raised his hand the other time. Do you have question, Dimex? Dimex, any question? All right, since the message is not talking and we don't have any question again, so we are going to call it a wrap. So I want to employ you that based on what you've learned today, you can go ahead to write your resume, write your CV, and start applying for jobs. Another thing is that you have to what be visible, like let people know what you can do. All right, and this is gonna help you a whole lot. Okay, so thank you everyone that joined, and for people that are currently working, they are on shift, don't worry, it's gonna be uploaded on our channel here, and you can rewatch at your own pace. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. Bye. Okay, all right, bye, Dimes. Okay, all right, thank you.